Hello, welcome to part two. Gypsy is getting her toys down the hallway. Anyway, um, so yeah, I think this Five of Cups disillusionment, if you rely on the commitments of others, this is, I would say, a self sufficiency. Obviously, with cups, this is very interesting considering the water element is usually there's a bit of a dynamic quality with these elements with the Dragon Tarot. But the water element is usually feelings, emotions, love, and dreams and stuff like that. Um, so this is very interesting, I think, with the Emperor card and being the immediate past. What was it? Recent past events. They do. So it already happened. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee 1 second. Okay. Banjo is undisturbed. Uh, so yeah, I would say overall, I think if you're kind of an emotional type, it might be a bit discouraging, right? This kind of upright, excuse me, Five of Cups. You say this is such a pleasant imagery, and you could be a bit emotional, empathetic, and sensitive, and think that this is uh, not a good meaning for this card. Oh, it's the mailman. It is a Sunday, yeah. 9107 Wrestlers Creek. Anyway, so this, you may be a bit disappointed with the meaning of this upright Five of Cups card. But I would just like to say that I think it could be helpful. Maybe this putting expectations on others might not be so helpful. To have certain, it's great to respect yourself and all of that, but maybe it's best to just not have certain expectations of a person or people, and it might be for the best. Uh, I'm telling you, this Dragon Tarot is, it's tough. Okay, dragons have certain meaning, and it's tough. Um, so yeah, our upright, the immediate, past events, recent, is this kind of letting go of expectations of others, letting others have their own past and do their own things and not have any sort of involvement or investment in what they do or don't do, right? Um, oh, sorry. Card four is distant past events. So recent past events is card five. So distant past events, yeah, is this Five of Cups and this disillusionment if you rely on the commitments of others. So yeah. Four of Coins. It makes sense with this Emperor over here. Um, a lot of the coins have a green dragon. I'm gonna have to look up this one, but this little Four of Coins, I think is thinking about making money, but that could be the night. Let me check. Oh, wanting to get money together. That's right. So if you're wondering, the coins suit of the Minor Arcana deck, all the coins cards have this represented by this star and also the trees, right? You see this one, it's got the cup and the moon, and this one has the flames and the sun. The sun is a little bit hard to see on this one. It's in the background there. But each of the minor arcana deck kind of has its own kind of color scheme and imagery going on. So, like I said, you say, why are they just like that? They just are. That's just a coin suit. It's fine. But this dragon here is resting on the floor and thinking about getting money together. Um, this is upright. There's this. This is recent. Um, Recent past events. So in the distant past, which is general and basic events and influence, which of which the present is going forth. um, which have just passed or are passing. So card 4, the distant past, says it's behind the questioner, which I guess would be on the z-axis, right? And this card 5, the recent past events, says this card is beneath the questioner, so I guess would be in the y-axis if the questioner is at the origin of the 00xy axis, right? Yeah, wanting to get money together. The coins suit in the minor arcana deck, it's one of the most straightforward suits in this dragon tarot, having to do with work, wanting to get money together, recent past events, and that's that. Card 6 is future influences. This card is in front of the questioner, so we have card 4 and card 6. Card 4 being behind and card 6 being in front on the z-axis. And it's instructing me here to flip over all of these. So I guess I flip over all of them at once instead of just one at a time. That's how I'm interpreting what I should do. Anyway, yeah, just a future, the sphere of influence that is coming into being in a broad sense. Seven of Wands reversed. This is very interesting. I like the Seven of Wands upright. I think that would, as far as the Emperor goes, I think upright or reversed is probably, again, that's something that the Emperor can handle, considering all our other cards. But upright, it means handling your problems one by one as to not create a burden. So reversed kind of means the opposite. There might be a burden. Instead of being able to tackle your problems one by one, you might have to tackle a whole knot of problems. I'm going to read this real quick just to make sure I got it. Oh, don't let them build up and therefore overwhelm you. So this reversed Seven of Wands, the fire element, could indicate this building up of problems and issues. As far as I would say this is probably directed, another kind of either directed towards a person or a strategic kind of move. This reversed Nine of Cups represents. The fact that it's water and fire, I think, is very interesting. Especially considering our Five of Cups here, and which is our our distant past, considering our Five of Cups. I think this overwhelming of a problem might be for others. If somebody maybe more towards somebody who is not a master at all realms of doing, is somebody who um, didn't earn their position of superiority, somebody who just kind of the celebration of life could also indicate rejecting any kind of uncomfortable and negative type of emotions or situations, of avoiding confrontation, avoiding um, responsibilities and stuff like that. It might also be inherent in this reversed Nine of Cups. So life is a celebration. So for our future influence with this reversed Seven of Wands, I would say is something that is probably a move that the Emperor, which is you, the questioner, is going to make. Um, I think maybe the Emperor may see this Seven of Wands as a type of responsibility. You need to be able to handle all of these moving parts. There's not going to be any sort of babying, any sort of favors given to people or situations that this reverse Nine of Cups can represent. Um, to not deal with all of these moving parts. Why is it you can't deal with all of these moving parts when that's expected of somebody else, right? So very interesting. Um, I think this Four of Coins is interesting. I would say that a lot of this has to deal with not a romantic relationship. I think that's probably why this Four of Coins is here. Um, you have a lot of cups and you have a lot of wands, water and fire, which, especially without the air element, one could think a lot of relationship, emotional type things going on. But I think this, with this Emperor and this Four of Cups here, um, and maybe something a celebration of life reversed might try to take advantage of. I think this Four of Coins here is just to echo this kind of work oriented spread we have. And not relationship oriented, whether it be romantic or friendship, or even kind of like a spiritual, because that's what usually fire represent. Fire can represent a lot of things, but the spiritual side of yourself is also something that the wands, the fire element, can represent. Okay, card 7, 8, and 9, 10. The questioner, environmental factors, inner emotions, and final result. Okay, y'all ready? The questioner, Knight of Coins, wanting to a man wanting to develop his work side of life. This is reversed, so that's very interesting. Card 8, environmental factors, is the Magician. Very cool. Card 9, inner emotions. Page of Wands reversed, upright, is learning and travel. So this is reversed today. And the final result is the Nine of Wands. Upright. This is the staircase. I think it says to let others help you, but let me double check. Some I know right off the bat, some I don't. Take down your barriers, let other people support you. Very interesting spread we got here. So for some reason we have the Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins, obviously what I just said about the coins was it is a very simple, straightforward. This is about work. This is not to be even though it's the coins, it's the what is it, pentacles, the earth element, which in most tarot card decks can encompass quite a lot. In this Dragon Tarot, it is very specific. Here is this lane for the suit of pentacles, and represented as coins in your work life. And that's it. This Knight of Coins is interesting. It's Knight, Queen, and King. This knight here is wanting to put or develop the work side of his life. I think it's very interesting. If you know me, if I've been your tarot card reader for quite a while, I think this description sounds a bit more like closer maybe to a page than a knight. Maybe you would expect a page to want to develop the work side of their life. I think this is very interesting considering this Four of Coins over here. So this position of superiority given here in our present position of the Emperor, I think this is very interesting, and this might have a lot to do with this reverse Nine of Cups, which is the immediate influence. Yeah, what is it? Immediate sphere of involvement. So this Knight of Coins, specifically in the coins, to me it sounds more like a page than a knight. Even though we see him and he looks like a knight and stuff like that, I think it's interesting because the Queen is a woman who wants to develop the work side of her life, and then the King of Coins is a man at the top of his trade or profession. I think it's very interesting with the suit of coins. It does that. Usually with the wands, the water, and the air, it's the king and queen kind of match a little bit more, and the knight is kind of on its own. But in the suit of the coins, and I think also in the suit of cups, there's this connection between the knight and the queen instead of the queen and the king. As far as the one sentence description, usually one sentence, maybe one and a half, of what these cards mean. So I think it's interesting we have the Magician as our major arcana deck card here. Which is the environmental factors. This one is kind of interesting, and it kind of does, I guess, resemble the Magician. Card 8 is the environmental factors. It's the questioner or tarot card clients. Gross. Is the questioner's influence on other people, and also factors which exist with respect to others who may have an effect on the questioner. Um, just like with nature, I guess it's kind of this kind of give and take, this push and pull, this cause and effect type situation. Here, the magician is a red dragon. You see this another orb or maybe a bubble. We see the bubbles a lot with the water and a little bit with the fire element. Um, just like with all the other, a lot of other tarot card decks, this magician has a symbol for each element. It's got a fire symbol, wand, a sword symbol, air, um, a pentacle symbol, which is the coins or earth element, and then this cup here for water. So this is very interesting as far as the magician. You have the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, Empress, Emperor, and then the Hierophant. That's the beginning and the first cards of the Major Arcana deck. The Magician is very interesting. A lot of the times it can be upright, associated with work ethic, hard work, and determination. Sometimes reversed, it can be quite a bit like the High Priestess and Hierophant, using the elements of the spiritual realm for greedy purposes. I think is probably something that we might have talked about if you watch my tarot card readings before already. So this being the Dragon Tarot, if you just don't mind, give me a minute. Oh, this is very interesting for a magician, kind of a showman, which makes sense for maybe what we might think today as a magician. Putting your message to a much wider audience. This is the environmental factors, that makes sense. He's on a stage. Apparently he's on a stage, obviously. Can't you tell with the curtains? Master of Communication, which is very interesting, usually a sword element. Finally, we have an air element in here, which I think is really great. I am an air element, and I really like the air element. And as far as this kind of wanting to be strict with this center focus of water and fire, I think this magician is very appropriately placed. Master of Communications, and he's on the stage, and he or she, this red dragon magician, is levitating over these elements as a symbol of being a master over these elements and not being subject to them. Given the nature of this kind of page, knight, king, and queen, I think maybe those words can get a little, bring about certain first impressions that maybe might not be quite so pleasant. For me, as your tarot card reader, I see these words, master and stuff like that, as somebody who is like a sensei or somebody who has accomplished the experience and wisdom and the knowledge of these elements. Maybe something akin to like having a black belt in karate or something. And so that's, as your tarot card reader, that's how I interpret these words, as a master. And as far as this magician being our environmental factors, I think is again very interesting. This symbolism of the magician levitating over the elements as to not being ruled by them. You've heard of maybe the saying is life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. I would say is probably a quote saying that this magician really likes. Um, I think it's very interesting. Our major arcana deck cards are the Emperor and the Magician. As far as any sort of competition and conflict between the two, I would say is not there. I think the Emperor and this Magician, especially given in and of themselves, and especially given the card positions, I would say that there's not a lot of conflict and competition over something like a shared resource or something. Um, these cards, I see the reverse Knight of Coins, the reversed Page of Wands, and this upright Nine of Wands, I see as a bit greedy. I think it's interesting, at least for our tarot card readings, and maybe as your tarot card reader, this magician kind of has this theme of greed. Not that the magician is greedy, but this natural kind of behavior of greed. It might be something that this magician is a part of their study, a part of their what the magician does. Um, the magician probably doesn't like when people are greedy and probably evaluates as to why that would be displayed. And I would say again, by saying that this emperor here, you may say, well, maybe the emperor is greedy. I would say not, definitely not in this spread, and considering that y'all, the questioner is the emperor today, thus I'm saying you're not greedy. Um, People can look at how the emperor acts, and they could maybe put that label of greed, but it's actually something else entirely, psychologically and stuff like that. I think would be the argument of this magician here. um, and I would say, as the questioner, I would say you have this reversed Nine of Cups and this reversed Nine of Coins going on, which I think is very interesting. It's kind of like you make a move and then somebody else makes a move, but they've misinterpreted the environment and the situation in which you and them are in. Whether it be, I'm guessing it's a coworker, considering this very strict work kind of simple theme. Um, there's a lot of fire here, which is action, um, spirituality, and stuff like that. So I think this magician here is kind of battling elements of greed that is shown in this reversed Knight of Cups, reversed Page of Wands, and this upright um, Nine of Wands here. This is something that probably in very, very few circumstances would the emperor have this Nine of Wands here. And again, we're looking at this Nine of Wands, even though it's upright, and even though it would be good advice to say, maybe you should let other people help you and let your barriers down and let other people help you. I think probably there's a lot of instances where that would be good advice, but considering our spread today, I would say this is a bit of a burden in and of itself, which the Nine of Wands is let your burdens down so other people can support you, which I guess is what the staircase represents. And the Ten of Wands is I think a dragon in front of a pyramid, saying that uh, don't accept other people's um, burdens and responsibilities as your own. Um, so I think that's very interesting. It's the 9 and 10 of Wands with that theme. Even though we have the page, it's the 10 is missing. We have the reversed Page of Wands and the upright 9 of Cups. Um, yeah, the 10 of Wands is don't carry everyone else's burdens, which I think is very interesting, considering our spread. As far as the antagonistic cards, I would say that this that the 9 of Coins, the page reversed Page of Wands, and this final result being this 9 of Wands and this reversed 9 of Cups is a bit of our antagonist cards today. I would say that the Emperor, things speeding up and being able to handle all the moving parts of a situation instead of just being coddled and this kind of treated like a child of just worry about this one moving part and none others. Um, I think it's going to have quite an effect on what is it? On the questioner, which I think is very interesting considering uh, maybe somebody is uh, sees y'all as very similar. Maybe somebody is trying to take credit for your work. Maybe, yeah. But this environmental factors, inner emotions, and final results, I think, it's going to be in plain view. This kind of lack of leadership, lack of mastery over the elements, and definitely lack of superiority, which is represented here with this Emperor, a master of all realms of doing. That's why I think it's interesting we have this Magician card here upright, as in for the environmental factors. So I think this is very interesting, this kind of play of the questioner and the environment, especially considering a lot of this is uh, uh, descriptions and meaning of these card placements is a lot about influence. Um, So yeah, I think overall, it kind of not good little column over here are what is it, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. But I think this Magician card here in the 8th position, the environmental factors, is going to be really great. Considering I think the Magician really is in tune with um, greed, what motivates greed, what is greed, what isn't. Um, And again, the Magician is the second card in the Major Arcana deck, but the number with the Magician is 1. So, yeah, that's our reading today. A very interesting reading. Very, yeah, I really like today's tarot card spread, and I hope you do too. Um, there's a lot of water and fire going on here. I think those are, if you want to say extremes, I wouldn't disagree with you. They're definite opposites. Um, and I think it's very interesting how little the air element is shown in this deck. In previous decks, at least in the Crow Tarot, the Magician has the air element. The air element is the first 2 of the Major Arcana deck. And the air element is logic, reason, communication, and news. So as far as kind of intensity of either emotion or the situation or of being, doing, I think it's very much within the water and fire elements. Um, so as far as this final result of letting your guard down, your barriers down so others can support you, I would say that would probably be kind of a emotional manipulation. Can you imagine saying that to the emperor? Um, so I would say that whoever's here, that is, I would say, the polar opposite of you, um, is not going to make it past this four of coins, considering again this is a absolute cannot mess with emotions in romantic relationships and stuff like that. uh, Flirtation and flatteries gets you nowhere. um, this person's not going to make it past this what was this, our distant past, I think. Was it recent? Yeah, recent and then distant past. um, is not going to make it past this four of coins, and it's definitely not going to make it past this reversed seven of wands. These here, even though they're both a fire element, they're opposites, right? Considering the emperor status and present position. This is when you're emperor and mastery over all realms of doing, you're able to handle all the moving parts, and this reverse seven of wands is going to be a display of your skills and abilities, of which this whoever this not going to make it past this four of coins, not going to make it past this reversed seven of wands. This is a weird final result card. So I would just be on guard with this upright Nine of Wands. It's with the reverse Nine of Coins and the reversed Page of Wands, and which is reversed learning and travel, and reversed wanting to develop the work side of life. But again, it's a good thing the Magician is here. But yeah, I would just be on the lookout for these these three cards here. I think they're try to have gotten away with stuff with this reversed Nine of Wands. I would say that they may think themselves professional, considering this Five of Cups here. But yeah, I think we have somebody here who is not going to make it past this dealing with all your problems all at once head on, which I think in most situations people would probably, not be an advisement. But again, we have this major arcana deck, Emperor, and stuff like that going on. So yeah.